Stop asking, when's your proposal? When are you getting married? And it all started up again yesterday, obviously, because we shared the exciting news for Shannon. But it's actually becoming a little annoying now. Like how many people texted me yesterday and stopped me in the halls here at work and like, you're next. And after we broke Shannon's news, I got texts all day and DMs like, you better put a ring on it now, or wink, wink. I hope, the clock's ticking. And it's just a line of question that we should probably remove from polite society.
Is it making you feel pressure?
Not pressure. It's just irritating. Because for me, it's almost as if people don't believe that my girlfriend Meg and I can be in love because we're not engaged. And I just want to remind people that everyone's on their own timeline. Some people get married after 6 months, others after 60 years, or never at all. So like new listeners, I've been divorced for 2 years. I met my girlfriend when I wasn't even looking for a relationship. We started dating like a year and a half ago, and it's been going so well that we moved in together 6 months ago. And we're sharing the bills because we both lived in separate places with a big commute in between. So it's been the greatest decision I ever made. I am so happy. I've never been so happy and content with my life. But then people come up to you. Like I got a message yesterday saying, I hope you can find your true happiness now and you get engaged. And like it's like people measure your happiness with, well, you can't be happy yet. You're not married, And for me, I'm like, I am so excited to celebrate Wes and Shannon. Let's celebrate them.
Put the focus on you
Put
guys.
the focus
I don't
on
want
them.
the focus
the
on
focus
me.
isn't on me.
But you're right. You're so happy. You guys might never get married, and
we
that's
might
okay.
not. Like
That doesn't mean you don't love each other any less.
Yeah, we've built we build a great life for each other and our kids. We don't feel like anything's missing. We've talked about our future and our beliefs align, and nobody else has to worry about. You'll find out when there's something to talk about.
At all though, did you go home and did Meg, your girlfriend, say, "Oh, look at that ring"? Like, did she make a reference that made it seem like she was envious of that?
No,
of what Shannon has.
No.
So that never came up?
She heard it, Shannon do the announcement live on the air, and she texted me, "Oh my gosh, so exciting. This is so exciting." And also, please don't ever do that big thing for me. Like what she likes is not what every woman would like in a big proposal.
Let's read into that. Megan,
don't
Mike,
read into it.
Reese, let's all read into it. And I know. What did that mean? What does that mean?
She's more laid back and doesn't want the big planned proposal.
It means she didn't say she didn't want to get married. It means just don't get married.
This is the annoying part.
It means
I'm rolling my eyes if you can't hear it on the radio right now. But the reason I want to bring it up is because you have no way of knowing. Like for me, it's just an eye roll. It's just irritating because I had like 30 messages last night. But for other people, you might actually be causing some discomfort because you don't know what's going on.
The baby thing is a big one.
The baby thing is an even bigger thing.
Like, when are you going to have another kid?
I was going to say, I can't agree with you more because this is something I face all the time is she's unhappy because she's single. She's unhappy because she's never going to get married. She's unhappy because she doesn't have kids. Yeah. She's unhappy. Like, the fact that the majority of people have made it very clear that they only find happiness in marriage and kids is overwhelming.
Yeah.
And for single women, they get it way worse than I do. And we both been married. Meg and I both had previous marriages. And so for us, it's a different timetable of what we feel we need in our lives. But it's driving people crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, you've lived together now. You should be married. And I'm like, no, that's an older generation belief.
I bet another one that comes the way, because it has come my way so many times, where people will ask me, and they might ask you guys this too, unless they're afraid to. People ask me all the time why you guys got divorced, why Shannon got divorced, why you got divorced, what happened, who did what, what's going on, why did they do this thing? So did you guys ever get asked that question, or did you ever get
all the time?
All the time.
Actually, people were bold enough to ask you that question, like why you got divorced.
Yeah.
Still asking.
Yeah,
and so wildly inappropriate,
right?
And after I got divorced, and I mean, I've been divorced for going on 4 years. I got divorced in 2019. Yeah, going on 4 years. Why aren't you dating?
Yeah.
When are you going to date? Date. And it's just, I understand the curiosity, but
here's the thing, though. You cannot be hypocrites, though, because we, as a show, always will ask that about celebrities. We'll ask why they got divorced. We'll sit there and speculate. We'll want to know when they're going to get married. When are they going to have a kid? Do this stuff. And so I say to you guys, listen, I'm not comparing ourselves to, freaking Margot Robbie or any, celebrities. But I'm saying that you can't be hypocritical in the fact that we go on the air and we're always going like this.
But if they're putting it out there, if Kim Kardashian is making a big thing about dating Pete Davidson and bringing him out around the award shows, that's the curiosity.
We talk about our lives all the time.
Right. And I shared with listeners that I got divorced, and I shared a limited amount of information because there's children that are not on the radio that I have no interest in.
So Kim Kardashian has children too.
And she drags them and does podcasts with them and puts them on her social media and TikTok.
What I'm saying is it can annoy you, but you also have to be able to be sympathetic and empathetic to the celebrities too.
I'm speaking
that
more,
are going through that.
I'm not sitting here saying I'm a celebrity. I'm talking on behalf of all people. All women and all people that have to get this question on a daily basis. Because now, Shannon, like if she was just a non-radio woman, if she was just in accounting, as soon as she gets married, then they start asking, what's the big date? And then as soon as you get married, then it's when are you having children? And then as soon as you have one children, it doesn't stop. When are you having, they need a little brother or sister to play with. And people don't understand what's going on in personal lives, that you may be harming someone by asking those questions. People are on their own timetable. Leave them alone. It diminishes everything else. Like, if you're asking my girlfriend, when are you getting married? When are you getting married? It almost sounds like you don't care about her professional achievements or her personal goals or her family relationships. You only care. You're measuring her success based on whether she has a man that gave her a ring.